Today I'm going to suggest a moveset for Ganon. Not a different type of moveset for the humanoid Ganondorf, but a moveset for the pig beast Ganon. I have three primary reasons I want to see Ganon in Smash. 1. We already have an alternate form of Link and Zelda, so why not make it a trio? 2. The Trident is a unique weapon, which is always nice to see. And 3. The roster could still do with a few more heavyweights. Now the two main points detracting from Ganon's chances are the fact that he's never been shown to be a comparable size to Link, and the fact that he already is in Ganondorf's final Smash. On the size issue, I'll just say what I say for Ridley in that he can be resized. He only needs to be a little taller than humanoid Ganondorf, but more importantly, a lot bulkier. As for Ganondorf's final Smash, we can either leave it as is, since it's very specific to Twilight Princess Ganon, or we can give him something new in the same way Pit got something that didn't feature Palutena. Alternatively, this moveset I'm suggesting could be used for a Giga Bowser style transformation for Ganondorf. Now onto his basic moveset. As I've already said, Ganon will be quite big, the biggest member of the cast so far. He'd also be the heaviest, outweighing even Bowser. And as one would expect, he would be quite slow, standard things for a heavyweight. Unlike Bowser and Donkey Kong though, his Trident would give him very good range, making him somewhat like King Dedede. His immense size and low speed would make him a very easy target. This is compensated by giving him invincibility frames on many of his moves, and also giving his moves high priority over other attacks. All in all, this makes him a lot like Little Mac, except without Mac's speed and horrible defense. With Mac you have to control the flow of battle, while with Ganon you have to make use of his immovable glacier playstyle to strike when the time is right. Overall, he's a strange hybrid of Dedede, Mac and Ganondorf, which is also similar to how bosses fight in the Legend of Zelda series. The attacks would mostly be trident slashes and stabs, though there would also be some stomps and pounds thrown in there too. Now onto his specials. For his neutral special, he has the option of Dead Man's Volley, Lightning Strike and Fire Palm. Dead Man's Volley is what you'd expect, a basic projectile that shoots out quickly and can be reflected by both parties by attacking it. Sustaining a hit from it briefly immobilizes enemies, leaving them open for Ganon's powerful attacks. Lightning Strike comes out quickly and deals a lot of damage in a wide area in front of him. However, it doesn't do any knockback damage, meaning enemies can rush straight through it. It's better not to though, since it does deal quite a bit of damage. Lastly, there's Fire Palm, which is quite like Jigglypuff's Rest in the way that it has very few hit frames and a small hitbox, but deals very heavy damage and knockback. The hitbox for it is much more visible than Jigglypuff's, since you can actually see the fireball forming in his hand. This makes it easier to time and use. Now for his side specials. The first is Trident Throw. He flings his trident at his opponent like a boomerang. Unlike Link's boomerang, he cannot move after throwing it, off its trajectory until it returns to him. Overall, this actually makes it very like PK Thunder as an attack. His next side special is Bull Rush. This is almost exactly like Palutena's super speed, except it gives him invincibility frames, and takes a few more seconds to gain the speed. Since Ganon is normally very slow, this is an extremely useful move for getting him across the stage. His last side special is Berry Strike, almost identical to DK's Headbutt, only he uses a stomping attack instead. Now for his recoveries. His first is Trident Warp. He throws his trident just like before, however Ganon has less control of his trajectory, and when it reaches maximum distance he will warp to it, from where he is standing, and make a strike with it. Because of how similar it looks visually to Trident Throw, it can be used for mind games. His next recovery is Trident Spin. He spins his trident like a helicopter, improving his airtime. Unlike the other recoveries, this one doesn't put him in a helpless state, though obviously it can only be used once before touching the ground again. His last recovery is Dark Pound. This works almost exactly like Super DDD Jump. His first down special is Fire Geese. This summons 4 flaming bats to orbit him like Mega Man's Leaf Shield. Unlike Leaf Shield, he will only send them forward if you use the down special again. Contact with enemies will cause the bats to deal damage and disappear. Earthshaker is his second down special. He punches the ground with his fist, dealing heavy damage to grounded enemies on either side of him, similar to a down smash. However, what makes this attack useful is that when used in the air, he will slam downwards, quickly dealing even more damage based on how high he was, and giving him an extra movement option in the air. His final special attack is Dark Shield. After a brief charge, his palette will grow darker. As long as the shield is in effect, he will not receive any knockback from attacks, further cementing his unkillable status. However, he will still receive damage from attacks, and he can still be grabbed and thrown. The shield will also break once it has taken enough damage, and it has a cooldown time before it can be used again. Still, a very useful attack. His final smash will be called the Triforce of Power. He will charge up his fist and then raise his trident, causing lightning to strike all over the stage and fireballs to shoot out from him. At the end of the attack, a wave of darkness would strike an area around him, finishing off any foes. Overall, it would be very like Pit's new final smash. That's my ideas for a Ganon moveset, folks. Please tell me in the comments what you think about Pigbeast Ganon as a fully playable character, and if you support him, what kind of moveset you would give him. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.